came back to Toronto. I told my family I'm moving to Kenya, and they thought, "Oh, what? You're crazy." So yeah, that was the the consensus that I'm losing my marbles. So sure enough, I thought, all right, let me just. The plan was, or the thought was, to actually sell what an investment property that I had co-owned with someone else, and to sell that. So I thought I would do that, and then go to Kenya and reinvest. The thought was great. The follow through was poor. Hey, it's your girl Em. How are you guys doing today? This is a quick video on here just to have a conversation and explain to you what I've been working on this last little while. One of my videos, I spoke about um, what it is that I do in Kenya, or I'm working on in Kenya, but also outside of Kenya too. It is online digital marketing. No, let me back up. Let me back up. Let me back up. All right. So where do I start? Okay, let me start here. In 2021, I decided to go back to Kenya for the second time. My Kenyan friend was there, and a couple of other friends and I decided to go to Kenya and spend 3 weeks, and it was fantastic. It was a beautiful time. I loved it. That's when I decided I'm moving to Kenya. We traveled along the coast, back from Mombasa to Diani to Watamu to Malindi to Lamu. Oh my God. I loved it. To this day, I just look back on that holiday and it was just so beautiful. So I say all that to say this. I came back to Toronto. I told my family I'm moving to Kenya, and they thought, "Oh, what? You're crazy." So yeah, that was the the consensus that I'm losing my marbles. So sure enough, I thought, all right, let me just. The plan was, or the thought was, to actually sell an investment property that I had co-owned with someone else, and to sell that. So I thought I would do that, and then go to Kenya and reinvest. The thought was great. The follow through was poor. I decided to hold off. My family was a little bit apprehensive, so I said, "Okay, guys, let's do this. We're going to go to Kenya the following year, which was December of 2022." And I made arrangement, did a tour, did a trip. It was fantastic. Oh my gosh, it was beautiful. It was an amazing trip. I stayed on in Kenya. I stayed till April of 2023. So I got back, decided to put the house on the market. By the time I got the house ready, this was now just shy of June, just shy of June. It was the end of May, and when I tell you that was a test, that period was a test. So got the house on the market. The Bank of Canada increased the interest rate, and for those that know, no, that was like everything stopped. Real estate literally came to a standstill. Then the following month, in July, the Bank of Canada again increased interest rate. Now this was the nail in the coffin. When I tell you that the market was decimated after that, it was done. No showings, hardly any showings. When there was a showing, it was like they didn't even want to give feedback. I don't even know why they were out, but it was like they couldn't make a decision. You have to understand, I've been in real estate since 1997, and the market since 2003, I would say, has just been like this in Canada. There was a little bit of a dip in 2008 and '08 when the crash happened in the US, but we were actually more favorable. We had a really amazing guy at the helm of Bank of Canada, and that was Mark Carney. So, and I'm not saying because of him, but he steered the ship really well, and we came out unscathed. We dipped, but we bounced right back up. The market was strong, and we didn't have these fear of, oh my God, what's going to happen? We were a strong economy, and so I say all that to say this, is that when the second interest rate hike came in July of 2023, it did something. It was a shock wave. It was, as I said, the nail in the coffin, and nothing moved. The house stayed on the market till November of 2023, and decided to, no, till December, technically. Decided to take it off the market and wait till the spring season. I, in January, decided to leave and go back to Kenya because, the Canadian winters. It was already stressful. I needed to breathe. I needed to refocus, to recenter, and Kenya does that for me. So went back to Kenya, stayed till March, got back in March, house went back on the market, and when I tell you, it's sad, it's sad. It's sad, it's sad, it's sad, it's sad, it's sad. We did get a couple offers, but they were not anything to write home about. It was actually a slap in the face. It was truly one of the most stressful times I can recall in my life. No joke. I've had some other stressful times, but that's another day story, but not like this. And the worst part is when you could have done something else. You could have made a different decision. And because of the decision you make, you're now in a situation that could have been otherwise. So that's a hard thing to bear. I was losing hair, not from here. I was losing hair from my scalp. My locks were coming from my scalp. That's how stressful it was. So yeah, it wasn't pretty. Fast forward November of 2024, end of October 2024, we got an offer. At this point, I'm like, just take it. Not negotiating, take the offer. Just let's agree on a closing date. And we did, which got pushed back 3 times, by the way, which again was quite stressful. Because I'm like, we're at the end of the rope right now. That end of rope feeling, if anybody's out there, don't give up. Put on your faith cap, armor of faith. Put that on, because I'm telling you, that's the only thing that kept us going. So finally got it closed. Finally did all the payouts. By the end of it, it was a shit show as far as. Anyways, this too shall pass. This too shall pass. Everything in life happens for a reason. We don't know what it is at the time, because maybe if I had sold in 22, taken that money, gone off to Kenya, invested it in some dubious investment project, thinking I'm going to, and then I lost, like, that would probably have done me into. But anyways, it's what it is. But you live and you learn, and this is where I'm going with the story. It took me a while to actually emotionally bounce back. I'm happy to say I did go back to Kenya in January, and I needed to, because it's my place of peace. Honestly, I'm able to breathe. I'm able to think. I'm able to enjoy life. I'm at peace there. Um, I'm not saying that I don't love Canada. I'm not saying that I don't love being with my family in Canada. It's just that here there are so many stress points, and I'm at peace in Kenya. It really is. It's my Eden. So I went back, and that's when I dived into online marketing, online digital marketing. I looked at it before, but I was too stressed before to even try to. I couldn't. I could not dive in. And I took it up again in December, prior to going back to Kenya. And that's when I decided to go hard. When I tell you, and this is not an infomercial, by the way, I'm just sharing with you my story. When I tell you that this makes a difference of being able to have income coming in independent of what you think you might be able to live on by living abroad. That is a huge weight off your shoulder. When I tell you that being able to sell digitally online without any physical product, like this is not drop shipping, this is not, Amazon, FBA, none of that. I looked at all that stuff and I'm like, I'm not doing inventory again. Never again. I shouldn't say never, but again. But I remember I had a physical store. I had a brick and mortar store for over 10 years. I had an e-commerce business for 15 years. Hmm? So I know what I'm talking about when I talk about inventory. I didn't want that. Sorry for the background noise. So yeah, I wanted something where I can make money online and not be stressed and not be bothering anyone. So I did this in stealth, and again, we Jamaican, we don't like talk our business. We don't like to talk our business, and here I am in YouTube streets telling you what I went through. But that's to help someone who's sitting on the fence about something, who is thinking about should I not. So hopefully this can help someone. So yeah, worked on it. Now I'm actually writing a course to help others who are thinking about relocating, who are thinking about repatriating to the continent. I don't care where you decide to go to. You can go to Costa Rica, Panama, Brazil, Colombia, Thailand, Bali, Indonesia. I don't care where you decide to go to. You do that. It's your choice. It's wherever makes you happy. But to do so, you do need to have some income coming in. And I know some people might say, well, I'll just go there with some money and I'll figure it out. All right, then. I'll see how that works out for you. You want to know the return rate of individuals who have packed up their lives and gone somewhere thinking that they're going to figure it out and have had to get back on the plane just barely to get back to the US or to Canada or to wherever, or they're there suffering. I'm sorry. I'm at the stage I am in my life where I'm not about to. Mm-mm, mm-mm. I got I had this dip, but that doesn't mean that I stay down. Absolutely not. This happened for a reason for me to rebound up and higher, that is. So, income, digital, online digital marketing, income, plan within your plan A, B, C, D, E. Whatever that is. You need to have an income plan within that. And that's what I'm talking about. So, I'm not going to dive into what type of digital market. This is not the video. What this is to share with you what I've gone through in hopes that somebody else will consider not doing those same things or making definitive decisions, and while doing so will consider having a plan within a plan. That's what this video is about. Anyways, it's too nice of a day. I'm actually going to wrap up this video right now. If you want further information, my handles are in the description box below. Reach out to your girl. I'll be happy to have a conversation. And best place to DM me, by the way, is the TT. You know what I'm talking about? Clever site. That's all I'm saying. The YT and the TT. Clever sites. And I'm telling you, you can use both of those to your advantage. Girl M, Ro, peace out. Be blessed.